for J.R. Smith, setting picks for Shannon Fry. Darren Williams got to run the offense more because the Cavs can really get into the Warriors by playing their game, but they playing the Warriors game right now, and Kevin Durant is having a field day. And that's first and foremost. You have to get the ball up out of his hands. If you don't get the ball up out of his hands and you forcing him to be a playmaker and letting him get easy buckets, you in for a long night. You have to get up in Steph Curry's face. You have to take the airspace away from him, force him to drive. You gotta run him from the 3-point line. You can't give him a lot of space. Like I said, if you can take the airspace away from them and take the ball out of Kevin Durant's hand, which I know it's not going to be easy, but force him to take tough shots and make them work on the defensive end. You have to make these two players work on the defensive end. It's too easy out there for them. And the driving lanes is, hey, hell, I can get a ball and go through the driving lanes that the Golden State Warriors is having. The Cavs have to man up and realize it's a sense of urgency and realize that, look, I'm not here to play and I'm not here to lose. And I know a lot of media, national or local, probably panicking. I'm not panicking, but I'm just saying this game is a must-win. It is a must-win game. Your sense of urgency level has got to be up out the roof. Now, if you don't want to come home and play in front of your home crowd where it's going to be exciting, the Q is going to be rocking. It's game 3 of the NBA Finals. I don't know what to tell you. You don't need to be in the NBA if you don't wake up and live for this Wednesday night. This is a pride game. I'm coming out in game 3. The Cavs need to come out in game 3 with some pride and some dignity, and some intensity, and feed off the crowd and slow the pace down and play Cavaliers basketball. Use your defense as your offense. When the Cavs use their defense as their offense, they're a great team. You cannot let Kevin Durant have his way. You got to take the ball out of his hand. Steph Curry, you got to not let him shoot threes. Whether he coming off screens, force him. Force him to beat you driving. And defensively, you have to stick to your man. Defensively, you can't have these players coming off picks and wide open shots. You got to shrink the paint and force them to shoot tough, contested shots. And like I said, you have to have Draymond Green or Klay Thompson beat you. Now, if Draymond Green can beat you with a good game and Klay Thompson can beat you with a good game, then hats off to it. But I'm not letting Kevin Durant or Steph Curry beat me because they're too dangerous. Because they can do more than score. They can pass. And Kevin Durant is playing like a man among mans. I mean, LeBron is having great games, but it's getting overshadowed by what Kevin Durant and Steph Curry is doing. And this team came out here to play. And I know they only protect the home court, but it's the way they doing it. I understand you lose because it's in Golden State, a tough place. But it's the way you losing. You're not showing effort. I feel like you're getting out-hustled. Getting outplayed. And that's a big difference. It's a difference between you losing, but you getting out-hustled and you getting outplayed. You in the NBA, you getting paid big bucks. You should never get outplayed or out-hustled. You should always be competitive. I feel like the Cavs haven't been it. And the second half has hurt them. So they have to come out and run more plays. You can't play this ISO ball. You can't, because if you do that, the Golden State gonna run you out your own gym. And fans gonna be leaving in the middle of the third quarter. And my thing is, fans, is no panic, but we have to keep some faith, but the Cavs have to come in there and with a sense of urgency. Do I think they have a chance to win? Yes, but they have to stick to their game plan. And they have to really slow the pace down and force Golden State to make quick decisions. Don't let Kevin Durant do what he wants. When he get the ball, you have to bring double team. Steph Curry, you have to get up in his face. because it's led by them two. And Klay Thompson, you can let him get hot, but you can't let him get too hot now. My thing is, if you're gonna let somebody beat you on that team because they got 4 great players, it'll be Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. It wouldn't be Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. That's all I have to say. Now, I feel the Cavs have a great chance to get back into the series. They have to do what Golden State do, feed off their crowd, get some turnovers. You have to turn the ball over, get out in transition, just when you have a chance. Meaning, get out in transition on your defense, which you causing turnovers. Because you don't want to have a running gun with this team. You're going to lose. And Kevin Durant is having a field day. And man, he has it all in his arsenal right now. He can shoot the 3. He can shoot the fadeaway. His mid-range game, he'll dunk on you. He can lay up on you. And defensively, he's playing like a man among mans. He's a defensive anchor. He's taking his game up to a whole nother level. And that's what happens when you surround yourself with great players. And with a great player like Steph Curry, he can really show what he can do. Because Steph is going to pass the ball. Steph not going to shoot the ball all the time. And he's showing what Kevin Durant can do. And I know people can say what they want to say, but he's the second best player in the NBA. But right now, he's the best player in this NBA Finals. Hands down, he's the best player in this NBA Finals right now. And LeBron has been putting up terrific numbers, but Kevin Durant has even been putting up amazing numbers. And folks, I hate to say it, but if the Cavs don't come out here with a sense of urgency that they got to win these 2 games, not one, because if they go back to Golden State 3-1 with Kevin Durant, it's going to be a tougher task than last year. You have to win both of these games, and only how you're going to win both of these games, you come out here with a sense of urgency that you want this bad. And you're in front of your home crowd, so let's take advantage of this and get this going. Tristan Thompson have to get back on the glass more. I mean, Kevin Love is a whole nother player in this finals. He's outplaying Draymond Green, but Draymond Green got better players, and the bench has to step up. Somebody from the bench has to step up. Kyle Korver, you have to show up. Shannon Fry, you have to show up. J.R. Smith, you have to show up. That's an X factor. J.R. Smith, you the X factor of this team, so you have to show up. You have to get some shots. And defensively, we know what you can do. We know you can play smarter than what you're doing. Don't put your team in a hole, JR. We need you, JR. We need you game 3. We need this bench. We need somebody to help LeBron and Kevin Love. Kyrie Irving, you coming back home. And I think the crowd going to be behind you. You got to have to stay out the isolation game, Kyrie. Swing the ball, move the ball, play pick and roll. Force them to play defense and do what you do best and attack. But you can't attack by yourself because they're going to set that defense up and you're going to turn the ball over. You have to move the ball and attack. And use the switches. Because if you see Kevin Love on Klay Thompson or Steph Curry, take advantage of that matchup. You have to. The only how you're going to beat this team is if you slow the game down. You have to. You got to slow the pace down. Because the pace that Golden State run, it wears you down. Now defensively, they don't have a lot of good individual players. But what's making Golden State so good is their team defense, but let alone is the Cavs' fault at that, because they run isolation plays. You have to, and another thing before I leave, you have to put LeBron. I feel like the Cavs has to put LeBron in the post more. Play off the post, because if you feed him in the post, you're going to have to double team him. Can't nobody on that team defend him in a post, not even Kevin Durant. So if you could put him in a post, and he's great at finding an open man, you can set your teammates up for some open shots and get them some confidence. And spacing is going to be key for the Cavs too. You have to space. If you can space out and put LeBron James in the post, that's how you're going to beat this team. Force it. Grind them. Make them work. Because you put them in the post, somebody's going to have to help, or else he's going to have a field day down there. And if they help, you dish out. If they don't, he going to abuse them. So the Cavs can have come up with a strategy to beat this team, but they have to follow through and they have to play a 48-minute game, not a 24-minute game, a 48-minute game. And if they can do them kids, if they can put LeBron James on the post, his bench can step up, stop using isolation ball, and use the pick and roll and take advantage of your switches, the Cavs can win this game. I'm not saying that Kevin Durant is not going to score, but you have to make it as hard as you can. Contest every shot that he got. Don't let him drive these lanes and get these easy dunks. Contest Steph Curry's shots. Force him to be a driver than a shooter. And all the rest of it will play and play. Because then you will have to have Klay Thompson beat you. Have a big game. And Draymond Green have a big game. And they bench is not as good as the Cavs, but the way they playing more like they wanted more than the Cavs bench. So I think we do have a chance. I'm not gonna panic, but this is it. This is a must-win game. My panic meter is about a 4 now. Because we have had this last year, but last year was last year. This is this year. Cavaliers, you need these 2 games at home. You cannot go for a split with them having Kevin Durant. He's the dark horse of the series. And he's the dark horse of the NBA season. And when they signed him, you kind of knew it was a trouble. So that's going to wrap things up. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Like I said, I think it's going to be Saturday. I'm going to get back into a longer podcast. We're going to talk some Cavaliers. We're going to talk some Indians. And we're going to get into the Miami Dolphins, the AFC East. We're going to talk some Miami Dolphins. And we are going to get into some more NFL talk. We're going to talk about the Browns and a lot more to coming up this week. And like I said, let's go Cavs. Let's get this done Wednesday. You're going to be back home. You're going to be behind your crowd. You're going to sleep in your bed. You're going to get some good sleep, get some good rest. Erase what happened in California. It's all about Cleveland. And you get the job done. Defend the land. That's our motto. Defend the land, baby. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the CV Sports Talk Show. I will be back with you this week. God bless you. Hope everybody had a blessed day. And hope that everybody remember my tagline. Never give up, no matter what you're doing, no matter how hard it get, no matter what you're going through. Always believe in yourself and believe in Christ. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. God bless everybody. Have a great day.